Oladele and I am your guide. Today we have a very interesting guest. He's a multifaceted business owner, is into sports, is into printing, and we're sharing from his vast experience. His name is Kingsley Aigonoga.
Yes.
Mr. Kingsley, welcome.
Thank you, Mrs. Love. Thank you. Your name is very interesting.
So, you're into printing, you're into sport marketing. I wonder when I see people doing multiple businesses, how are you able to do it?
Warren Buffett says nobody does one thing and becomes rich. So if you want to do, of course, you need to be a master of one, move to the other one, because you got to find out that it has to do, first of all, interest, then every other thing follows, what you can do best, put your effort into it, and just be adding a little into it so that you can touch a lot of areas. So that's the inspiration.
So you have multiple streams,
yes,
because of multiple streams of income.
Yes.
So I'm wondering how you're able to pivot. Which did you start first?
Okay, I first of all started with human capacity development. I'm a public speaker. And I knew that I had to do something because it's not just about speaking, it's about also practicing what you do. I've always been a youth motivator from my time in school. So I picked up these things and all that, speaking to people, you can do it. You know, it's not just all about education and all that stuff. Then I ventured into printing. I started printing first.
And you now started sport marketing.
Yes, sport marketing just came on board not too long ago. But before the sports marketing, I had a platform, an NGO platform, where I feel that some of the problems with our country is as a result of the fact that some of our leaders were never entrepreneurs. So I have an NGO that is into leadership and entrepreneurship. I feel that if our leaders were ever into entrepreneurship, things would have been better, but they were never into entrepreneurship. Most of our leaders, I can say that.
But, okay. Let me take you from that angle. A lot of the governors, especially governors, they will tell you they have multiple businesses.
Which
before they, some of them, I think, was it the one from Ogun State, Daniel? Was it Daniel? Daniel.
You should spell it out to us.
For example,
people like, if you allow me call names, people like Rotimi Amechi, came out of university, became a speaker, from speaker, he became a governor, from governor, minister. What product was he selling? What is the market?
What about President Obasanjo?
Obasanjo was a military man. He was a military man. He went into retirement and went into farming.
After he has retired?
After he has retired. So he went from leadership to entrepreneurship. He didn't go from entrepreneurship into leadership.
Okay, so you think that it should be a process?
Yes.
Entrepreneurship before leadership?
Yes. Tell us what you do, because you see, if you can't market something, how can you market our country? Or how can you bring people together that will make our country great or make our country good?
I think I find this interesting because I actually run to these leaders as well, which we talk about leadership,
yes,
and I talk about business more.
Okay.
So when I wanted to start the online school, I started business and leadership school.
Okay.
Because I was just wondering, for you to really do well, you need to have entrepreneurship skills. It's a lot to be an entrepreneur. It's a lot. So
for you to be an entrepreneur, you first of all have to be an entrepreneur. And entrepreneurship doesn't start from the top. For example, let me tell you why I got my entrepreneurship skills. My grandfather was an entrepreneur. Olden days entrepreneur, from markets to markets to markets. So when I was growing, I started doing a lot of little things to make sure. My mom was a teacher. We're okay, and all that back in the days. Because no other person in my family, so to speak, used to go to the farm. But I used to go to the farm. I used to walk. I didn't have to walk to eat, but I used to walk. I used to go to the farm, make ridges, clear for someone, get some money, or some of them, I would not gather them, take them back to my farm. So I had a farm. I had something I could bring in from. I could operate my cassava, make some gari with the help of my auntie now that is late and all that. So I picked that up from somewhere. As at GS3, I was already going from Edo State to Kaduna to sell Gari for my mom.
Wow.
Yes. Back then, when I was still like 13, 14, then when my mom retired from from teaching, she established a clothing business. So after school, I would go to the market. I'll carry some of these clothes. I will put the headgear on my head. I will go to the shades where they are selling Gari, clothes. I will be behaving like a woman, selling things to them. That's where all this picked from. Like my younger brother never really liked that, Nobody really liked that, but I picked up interest. I started doing that. It earned me a lot of money at the time that I could take care of myself. I don't have to beg. And that's one of the things. It's not good to beg. And the only way not to beg, if you are too prideful not to beg, work so you can get some money, no matter how small the money is. Don't forget the Bible said, if you must work, if you must eat, you must work. He said, let him that stole steal no more. Let him labor so that he can have to give. So that's one of my...
Okay, so let's talk about the printing business now.
Okay.
Printing.
Yes.
Is that business still viable today?
Okay, so if you say printing, I just most of the time, if I say I'm a printer, a lot of people compare me to somebody that is staying on the road in a reactor that is unschooled, because most printers with no bad blood against them used to be like people that fell out of school and they couldn't do anything.
We have a bigger printer press now.
Yes, so more now we have a lot more than that. If you visit like a printing press in the US or in the UK, which I've been opportunity to do that, you find out there is a lot more because printing is innovation. You always have to put in new innovative stuff to make sure it gets better. And now, most of the time, we don't call it printing a lot of time. Now, I like calling it printing. But a lot of time now, people call it branding. Say we are into branding. And printing is just not all about you put something on something. No, it's about a lot of other things, graphics, and so many other things that bring you to the final state. The final state is printed on a material, whatever it is, but before that final state, there's a lot of things, the process that is involved.
Is the business still viable today?
Very viable. One of the more profitable business, if well run.
Because what I'm asking is, with advent of Canva for a lot of online digital entrepreneurs,
okay,
do we still need printers?
Okay, so who did this for you? This one?
Well,
printer, I guess.
It's a printer that you
Okay, and some of the things on your computer? Okay, so
I do a lot of them myself now with Canva.
But you have to print it.
That's if you want to print it out finally. But
yes, because most of the things that are here now are printed out.
Okay.
No matter how you have done the first state of what you did was graphical works, which you can post online without printing it. But a lot of the things, most of the time, are printed. And let me tell you something. Printing cut across a range of things. Now, for example, if you take a 4-liter gallon of total oil, right now, there's a printed material on it. Because the sticker on this other side is printed. Physically. You take a bottle of water, the same thing. You gave me an alkaline water, that pack is printed out. So printing cuts across every phase and every industry. There's no industry that printing doesn't cut across.
So you are saying that with the advent of all these AI tools, it doesn't stop?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Don't forget, the AI has to be still operated by somebody. Don't always take that away. You see, the concept about AI looks as if AI is going to take over everything. No. People better get up to the fact that it's never going to be like that. People, number one, still have to operate the AI. Am I correct? There's always somebody behind the scene. Do you understand? And not every single thing will be correct about AI. Trust me.
Yeah, that's
trust me.
So, guys, AI is not taking your job away.
No,
that's a lot of fear.
No. People should not be afraid of that. AI is not going to.
AI is your friend.
Yeah, AI is your friend.
AI is like the policeman for Nigeria. Okay, so another thing I want to talk about is that there's so much competition in printing business today. So what are you doing to stand up for?
Okay, faster and better technology. That's what you do. Then every other thing you do also has to come with marketing, because the people have to know you for them to come and print with you. That's what you do. Then you get your niche. People that want to do it the best way. For example, I don't have my office at area 10. You can have it. You can have 2 clients, 3 clients. For example, if you have an NPC as a client, it's okay for you. If you have a Total as a client, it's okay for you. If you have Access Bank as a client, it's okay for you, or maybe one other more.
The big,
you understand?
Big shots.
Big shots. But one of the things I'm venturing into is to have little offices all over the place that can do a quick and fast job for you. For example, now if you go to what inspired me was the fact that if you walk into a mall, maybe a Costco or one of those malls in the US, you just see where they print and you just figure it down. They just print it for you on your t-shirt or your mug or your pen or your something. Why can't you do that here? So now if you walk into Jabi Lake Mall, there are some guys that could just print on a t-shirt for you. Just immediately. Or your sweatshirt, or your mug, or your pen, or your face cap, do you understand? Just one. You don't have to print 50. Do you understand? And the durability of the printing is what now brings excitement to you, really. So those are the things you look at in print.
So how do we also assure quality in this printing industry? Okay,
so quality has to do with the amount you want to pay. It's in all facets. That's what quality is. Do you understand? If you want the one for 1 naira, you get the one for 1 naira. You want the one for 50 naira.
Because you do some t-shirts and within a few months, the t-shirt is just...
The t-shirt gave way. I'm sure you told the person that I don't want to pay plenty money.
No, even when you pay plenty money now.
No, but that means you didn't meet a good printer.
Okay.
Yes. If you meet people like us, the durability is there. When I first came into printing, I got to find out. I think that's one of the things that motivated me. So I told myself, why can't we print and it will stay there like they print abroad? So I was chatting with one of my friends. He lives in the UK. I saw something teased on his WhatsApp status. I asked him, are you to print? He said, yes. He said, anytime you come to the UK, visit me. So when I got to the UK, I traveled like 2 hours, 30 minutes and got to his place. When I got there, it took me up, brought a variety of t-shirts, and there's a heat press. There's what we call a heat press. Brought the print out, put it on the heat press, and matched it. In the next 1 minute, my t-shirt was like, whoa. My eyes were popped open. I said, how did you do this? He said, they have to do the graphics and put it down. But the durability of the print first is 100%. Until the t-shirt goes, the print is going to be there that way. I said, really? And I never really saw it in Nigeria like that. You print, you put it in water before you know it's gone. And I started digging into it. I started finding a lot of machines that could do that. Now we have a lot of them that does that. If I do your mug for you, it's not going to be sticker. It's going to be... Can I show you an example of a mug?
You have it here?
Yes, I have it here.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do the mug for you free of charge. As long as you always put our advert on there. It's a company, franchise technology. They're into ACs and ovens and all that. This mug they give to their customers. This is their logo. This is the stuff. Now, as this mug is there until this mug breaks,
nothing will happen to print. You see?
This is called sublimation printing. Now, in sublimation, you use sublimation for both t-shirt, mug, acrylic material, even tiles that are acrylic. You can print. That's why you see some printing on tiles. Is sublimation. Then you see them with awards too. Then you see them with polyester materials. Any material that is polyester, you use sublimation printing to print on it. And sublimation means it sublimates into the garment. So it becomes one with the garment. That's sublimation printing. And for t-shirts and all that, that sublimation printing is primarily for polyester materials.
So I like all these discoveries, or what I'm discovering today. Do you train? You train the young ones? You have an NGO?
No.
You've not started?
Not started.
Because I think that a lot of Nigerians need to know this.
Yes. We will, what we are targeting an audience of younger ones. Do you understand? Because, for example, what we do in Nigeria is that we pack our eggs in one basket when something is there. For example, now, my child, I want them to learn coding. There's nothing bad about coding. But it's not every child that is going to learn coding.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know if you understand.
Yes.
So you have to also look at areas. So in the next long vacation that we're going to have next year, that's between June, July, August, September, we're going to have on, because printing is wild. There's the printing and operating the machine. There's the graphical works. And there's a whole lot.
I think a lot of them are learning the graphics.
The graphics, yes.
And why they are doing that is because of the online job. They can get remote job.
Exactly. Right now, it's difficult for us to even get graphics people come to work for you permanently. Because, for example, if you give me a graphical work to do for you in the US and pay me $30, don't you know how much that is? So some of them get like $30, $40, $50 in a day. If you get $50, that's $70,000 in a day.
Absolutely.
Do you understand? So, and all that, which is very good. And they do it at the comfort of their home. And you can do for 10 people. And you pass key it that if the person doesn't pay, you cannot access the stuff.
And of course, with a site like Upwork, Fiverr, they also help a lot of people getting these remote jobs.
Yes.
Okay, so it's difficult getting people who want to come in and work full time.
On ground, now. Most of the time. They want to stay in their home, sleep, eat, wake up when they like, and do your work for you. And most people in America, the time exactly, so in the afternoon, that's when they come in. Yeah. 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours.
Yeah, so in the morning they can busy.
In the morning they can just be sleeping, and all that. Then in the night, most of the time they are.
So, but why I'm interested in asking whether you train, I love what you do.
Okay, let me show you a T-shirt, for example. This one is a little bit. I like the glittering nature of this T-shirt. So this one we have this T-shirt, right? We have this T-shirt. This is Mia Bakes, right? So this bakes now. You see the chef cap. Then the bakes. This one is in glitters. I don't know if you can catch it. Then you have the mirror. None of this printing is going to fade or remove. Never. I mean, I can place a bet on it for $1 million.
So no need to place a bet. I'm going to patronize you. Then I'll wear it. After 1 year or 2 years, I will still wear it and show my audience and say, see, this T-shirt is still there.
Exactly. So this then you have at the back, their email address and their phone number, and you understand? All these they will always remain like this. Now, I haven't assured you about the quality of the print. It now has to also now depend on the quality of the T-shirts. So the higher the quality of the T-shirt, the more expensive it's going to be. So that's how the grading comes.
But sometimes you see, from my own experience, sometimes you see these very quality T-shirts. They are not as comfortable as the one that's not quality.
Okay, so what do you mean comfortability?
Some of them are too ash on the skin.
Okay, so T-shirts that we get here, most of them are very thick T-shirts. They are cotton though, but they are very thick T-shirts. A T-shirt is not supposed to be thick. A T-shirt is supposed to be light, kind of, and some with maybe a little polyester material on it, or even if it's cotton, it's not supposed to be light, because T-shirts are supposed to be worn during summer. I don't know if you understand. That's when T-shirts are supposed. But in Nigeria, you bring a T-shirt that is everybody wants it thick. I don't know if you understand.
Yes.
So that's what it comes. So most of the T-shirts.
Yeah, I like T-shirt that's very light on my body. I won't wear it at all.
You are one of the difference, and I can get you those kind of T-shirts. It's only that they are a little bit more expensive than these ones. So if people want to use this one for campaign, they can't pay as much. Say, your T-shirt is 15,000. That's just about $10. If you want a good T-shirt like $30, $40, it will serve you for a very long time. Yes.
I think we can do business together. So how do you manage two businesses together? Now talking about your printing, your sports. Okay. And I'm sure you do other things. Like you say, you're a sport producer for AIT and other.
They are rich money. legit money. Okay, so what most of the time what you do is you structure, and you have to have knowledge as well. What people pay for is for your knowledge. I'm here today because maybe you feel I have knowledge and I can deliver. If not, you won't put somebody on TV and the person will be blabbing, not being able to communicate with the audience. So what you do is that you try to know a little of the things you do and all that. And of course, you have subordinate with you too that help you to run
so you have
a lot of things.
For this,
Exactly. That's what we do.
Just oversee what's happening.
What's happening, and make sure you are hands-on. Because most of the time, the clients don't want to talk to the subordinate; they want to talk to the boss. Yes.
Okay, so in the area of sport marketing now.
Okay, in the area of sport marketing, what drove myself and my friend into sports marketing is looking at the fact that I'm primarily into basketball, in sports, in administration. And the basketball has suffered a lot in Nigeria. When we were in school, we used to have league games. As I speak right now, there are no league games in Nigeria, and we felt it has suffered a lot. So, my friend ran for the office of the president of Nigerian Basketball Federation, and we were the pivotal arrowhead that was driving this stuff. So from there, I got to learn a lot of things. Now, that's why we say, let us start. And he didn't get it. And we didn't want to leave that space, so that we can leave it to... They are not even as much. They are not doing anything at all. They are not doing anything at all, They say for evil to strive in society is for good men to fold their hands and do nothing. Yeah. So we don't want to fold our hands and do nothing. I say, now they know. We don't want to say that they know. We will fight it until we get it. If we don't get it, somebody else take over and begin to fight it again. So that's why I say the reason they said they are not having league is because they don't have money. Now, if you don't have money, what you do is that create a marketing department, go to the streets. If you're marketing and assuring people that if you venture into this space, you're going to get return on investment, they will do it. They can start small, and sports is one of the biggest ventures you can enter into. Look at Adidas, look at Nike. They all started as sports brand. Now they do almost everything in branding, in printing. Between you and I, what they do is printing. Do you understand? So they make shoes, they stamp their name on they make jerseys, they stamp their name on it. They make, whatever they make, sports kits, they put their name on it. Do you understand? So how have they been able to strive? It's because people like FIFA, FIBA, and all the sporting organizations, they came together. They said, okay, we'll sponsor nations. Nigeria will pay you to wear our jersey so that our name can be well known. Do you understand? There are people that always want to market. I mean, small businesses, big businesses. Do you understand? They want to always market. And Nigeria is a population of more than 200 million. The biggest black nation, concentration of black people in the whole world. And let me tell you, we love luxury in Nigeria. Don't take it away from us. I've been to some African countries. They don't love luxury like us. With all due respect to Ethiopia. If you go to Ethiopia, you still see Beetle on the road. Or ladder. This car they call ladder. But in Nigeria, everybody wants to drive one of the biggest car. We are rich. We are also naturally endowed. And beyond that, human capacity is high. We are intelligent. Nigeria is one of the most intelligent countries in this world. Quote me, anywhere you meet in Nigeria, they are intelligent. They are sharp. They are fast. They are never intimidated. They don't walk below anybody. I'm telling you, whether it's black or white or green or yellow, anybody, whether they are in India or they're in the Arctic, anywhere that they are. So now, how can we make sports? And we are athletic. Between you and I, consider how many Nigerians are, whether they are British born, Nigerian descent, that are in the Premiership, that are in the NBA, that are in Spain, playing in all over Europe, that are playing, whether it's basketball or football or tennis. I mean, all around the world. Check it out. It will shock you. There's practically no team right now. I don't know. Maybe, I don't want to quote like that. In Europe, what's it called? In UK, in London, that doesn't have a Nigerian descent person. Even in the NBA, look at the NBA when they want to have draft. Or sometimes you have as much as 7 Nigerians being drafted into the NBA. How many people do they draft into the NBA yearly? Not up to 100. But Nigerians are always there. So what happened to us? Look at the big companies we have. We have Shell, we have Julius. Who's Julius Berger? Who are they sponsoring? Are they, what What's their CSR? What's their corporate social responsibility? NNPC, Shell, Mobile, Glow, MTN. MTN is sponsoring thank you. We now have banks from Nigeria all over Africa. Look at Access Bank, Zenith Bank, UBA. They don't do anything in sports majorly. What's their name? Zenith Bank sponsors the female league in Nigeria. For how much? I don't really know how true it is. They say 75 million naira. That's peanut. That's peanut. 75 million for Zenith Bank to sponsor a female basketball league in Nigeria. Come on, that's an insult. We don't even have sponsors for the male. I don't know if you understand. Now, I feel it's not their fault that they are not sponsoring. And let me tell you something. We organize what we call Mark the Ball. My friend and boss, Igoche Mark, is the proprietor of Mark the Ball. There is no basketball competition in this country that has been well organized like we did Mark the Ball 2022. Go and find out. The indoor sports of the National Stadium was filled to the brim. We had the male team, 24 teams, played over 6 months. We had the female, 16 teams. And we mixed entertainment with sport because that's how it's done all over the world. We brought in all the Harry Song, Two-Face Idibia, all of them Portable. They all came for our program, and it was something else.
And you got sponsors.
Yes, because that's what we are starting from. See, that's why we have now to market this event so that sponsors will come in. Then when sponsors come in, there will be sponsors for the team. There will be sponsors for the games. There will be sponsors for individuals. You see, look at the NBA. Look at the Premiership. Look at the La Liga. Most players have personal sponsors. So those are the things that's why we ventured into sports marketing. Do you understand? And we're building it up. Do you understand?
So you're starting from basketball?
We're starting from basketball, yes. You start from home. Charity begins at home. Yes. Like
so, but maybe you spread out to other ones.
Not maybe, definitely. Definitely. Between you and I, we're going to get sponsors. Because you see, what the sponsor wants is that if I give you 200 naira to organize this tournament, I know that you have cost from inside. So we're going to spread into other areas. One of the federations that I see that are doing fantastically well is cricket. I want to give them credence. The president of
Nigeria,
the Cricket Association in Nigeria, kudos to you for all the good things you're doing with cricket.
Okay, so what is the most valuable lesson you have learned in business?
Never to say goodbye.
Never to say goodbye?
Yeah, never to bring down your tools. Always keep going, no matter how harsh or difficult the situation is. Because there will be harsh and difficult situations of challenges. For example, financing is one major thing. And, always have to update your equipment, and all the things.
Okay, so in your printing business, finance is well needed.
Yes.
You need to update your equipment.
Yes.
So have you ever experienced a setback?
Oh, sure. Every business experience is a setback. What you do is that you strategize and move forward. That every business does that.
Can you give us one that really...
Okay, so there's this machine that does this printing now. This kind of printing. They call it a DTF, direct to fabric. This is direct to fabric. The first machine that came out is called direct to garment. Do you understand? So you just place the t-shirt under the machine and the machine just prints on it. That's direct to garment. But that direct to garment machine was giving a lot of issues. So they now developed what they call direct to t-shirt. Do you understand? So you print it out and put it on t-shirt. So when it first came out, it was expensive for us to buy. You see? So at that time, you have to do your printing from people that already have it, then bring it. As a printer, you always want to do everything within your confines, not to sublet, so that you can maximize profit, and all that. So those are the things. For example, now we are pursuing a goal to make sure we have fabric, the fabrics by ourselves. We don't have to purchase when a job comes in. We make large orders, and we've contacted some companies in Europe, in Asia, they sell by containers, either 20 feet or 40 feet, so that you too can even, on the long run, be selling T-shirts.
So that's, so your major setback that you've had is your finance.
Yes, definitely finance.
Because when you're talking about the machine, I thought that maybe the machine got spoiled at it.
No, when the machines, you always have to have them on ground and everything so that your jobs will not be going out. So finance is always an issue, especially when you don't have banks financing your project. For example, banks in Nigeria don't finance startups at all. They don't finance startups. That's one. They want to be established. When you are not established, you're not running after you.
And meanwhile, you may not even need them.
You may not even need them again. Then number two, they don't also the rate at which they give out loans is quite high. Then number three, of course, you know what the economy is saying right now. Production is high, demands are low, and all that, because a lot of people can't afford what they really want to do.
Yes.
And all that, yeah.
No.
So I will enjoy government to look at all these small scale businesses, people.
I think they are doing grants.
They are doing that. We have not seen it.
Now, during President Jonathan, we actually saw that working.
Yes.
We saw that working, actually,
Yes.
because I was actually one of the consultants.
Okay.
We saw people getting that money.
Okay.
But after Jonathan, I've not seen.
Okay, so during Jonathan, we saw during Buhari. We saw you win during Jonathan.
But Buhari,
Buhari gave through CBN. They had one microfinance bank.
Okay.
They had one microfinance bank that is there. But you see, corruption has not allowed so many of these things to strive. What Jonathan gave was a grant. Most of them 10 million, and all that. But for people that I know that got that Jonathan, you win money. When they get the money, the first thing they do is to buy a car. And car was not in the money. See? So, and it was a grant.
But actually, we got some people that use it for businesses.
Yes. You see, those are the things. If we have people that already have businesses and there's no corruption in it, their business premises were monitored, and all that. What I thought that Jonathan would have done, or during that era they would have done at UWIN, is to purchase equipment. And even this government now, I'll call on them that they should purchase equipment instead of giving that money. If I'm into printing, I should bring this thing, and the equipment should be purchased.
And they pay to the
person, and the equipment supplied to even the agency that is giving it to the people. And when they come, they'll come and collect it from there. And routinely, they can check if
whether you're
have the equipment
or not. If you're not using, they can give to somebody who really needs it.
Or they will sell it.
Or you go and sell it.
So, but most of the UWIN money that was given, they were.
So, what was your experience for the Buhari period?
Buhari's period, they were loan, but first of all, they were not well defined. Do you understand? There are so many people that took those loans right now that are no longer in the country. How do you get the loan back?
Hey, the Japa.
Of course, the money was for Japa. Of course, I still know some that they used it to expand their business.
So
then there are some that were too small for you to have given them to be able to do anything with, except to just eat it. No, they gave some 800,000, 700,000.
Maybe that's what they needed.
That one was not going to do anything. That was what available at the time. In entrepreneurship, what you need to encourage, apart from people having skills, people also still need financing, to kick off what they want to do. Yeah.
Okay, so your major issue that you've had in the course of doing business is finance.
Yes, it's finance. Yes.
We've been talking about government helping entrepreneurs, but let's look at the economic situation. This dispensation. What impact do you think is having on businesses?
That's a whole new stuff that we are bringing together. I think the president is making mistakes, and his team. They may not agree, but I think so. I may not also be correct. I think the president increasing the fare at the way he did wasn't the best way it should have been. He should have come in first, studied the operational level of what's on ground, and make his approach. But we are here now. What should we do from here? What we should do from here is to look at the excess money that is coming in from the taking off of the fuel subsidy, right? Where does it go to? Okay, so I've argued with some of my friends. During Abacha's period, we know where it went to. It went to PTF, that's Petroleum Trust Fund, where they could do projects that could ameliorate the sufferings of the people. Now, the mode of doing business, if we can make it cheaper, right, things will be okay. The mode of doing business. What are the mode of doing business? If I'm coming from Cuba to this place now, I'll spend maybe like about 1,200. Can the government beat it down in so many ways? Train transport, bus transportation. They have to provide enough buses to move people en masse. I'm coming from Lokogoma. I don't have to drive my car. If I go to the UK, I live in Kent. From Kent to central London, I take a train. I don't even take a bus. I take a train. It brings down. I can buy a ticket for a particular amount that will take me the whole day if I so want it to be. Because if I drive my car to central London, my parking space will be £7 every hour. I don't know if you understand. Yeah. So those are the things government needs to do. The roads too are quite bad. From here to Lokoja, they're supposed to take you like 1 hour. It will take you 3 hours. From here to Benin, as we speak right now, it will take you like 11, 12 hours. What used to take you like 4, 5, max 6 hours. If you move from Big Joe or one of these transport company to Benin, before you know it, 11:30, you are in Benin. Now, you stand up from here to go to Benin, you get to Benin in the night. So that's what I'm saying. The roads are bad. That's what I'm saying. The mode of doing business, it has to be made simpler and better. For example, what they did between Abuja and that is going to Enugu, that's that road that is stopping in Makurdi right now. If you go through that Makurdi road, businesses are springing up. A lot of cars now are springing up. The transport companies are springing up that moves people from here to Benue. And the goods coming to Benue are going to be much cheaper because the road is superb. Why have they not done those kind of same projects from Lagos to Benin? Why have they not from Lagos to Abuja, through Ilorin, to Niger, to Abuja? All these routes, why are they abandoned? Why are they doing a new highway from Lagos to Calabar? What happened to the old one? Why are we spending so much enormous amount of money to do this one when one is already available? Lagos to Benin, Benin to Port Harcourt. Abandon one, we are starting another one that is going to be so humongous in doing.
I think another problem we have is continuity in the country.
Well, the government should be continuous because they are the same structures. Nobody come and the issues we have is that the structures are always being discarded. It's because we are not setting up the structures the way it's supposed to be. We are not. I'm a political science student. You're not supposed to, from the executive, go to the judiciary and go to everything is now like fused together. There's no longer separation of power. That's what we are having. At least we should have a legislature that will challenge the executive. Right now, it's not there.
I don't know whether we have that.
Exactly. we now see an executive that has now sandwiched the judiciary. Almost like the judiciary don't have a voice anymore. Yes. You see someone counter someone, this court is giving that one, that court is... What's happening to the judiciary council? These things are not in conformity with democracy. You understand? So they are saying that we are celebrating the 25 years of uninterrupted democracy. What has it brought us? Chaos, catastrophe. So there must be separation of power between these two, and they must make government accessible to the people, and the government, they must be accessible. And the mode of doing business. For example, I am sure, I don't know too well, that your generator is on for you to do this broadcast.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you understand? So you can rely on government. Government should make it more easier for people to access these things until that is done,
So on the part of
businesses
the
will struggle.
business owners, what do we do?
What do we do?
Business owners need to, your business have to survive.
They
So
have
what
to
do we-
survive. Do you understand? Because they also, most of the time when they are saying minimum wage, how many people work in civil service really? Do you understand? So the other people that work outside, what happens to them? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Minimum wage, the civil servants are complaining. Well, I don't even, so as a business owner, what am I supposed to be doing to, and mental state? I think it's even affecting some business owners. A lot of businesses are actually doing a lot of changes. Sometimes say your staff should work from home. So too many things,
Yes.
So what are some of the strategies you think business owners can adopt?
Like what you said, that's what they're already doing. Work from home, work online. But there are some business you can work online. Can Taylor work online? Or AI will work
If you are producing bread.
Or you can work online. Do you understand? If you are doing farming, you can work online. So those are most of the things that you can work online. You need, you see, let me tell you something. Physical and working online are two different things. In countries where you have a lot of factories, which Nigeria is supposed to be one of them, because we have a massive population and a very good land space, for us to work. People they go to factories, they work, and they produce for big countries. If you go to US, all the things you see are made in China, made in Bangladesh, should I shock you something? Do you know Nike doesn't have a factory today? Adidas don't have factories. Today, they packed up their factories. So what they do is that they have their headquarters where they do their graphical works, their texture, everything, and send it to a country in maybe Guatemala, somewhere in South America, or send it to Asia, where production is cheaper. So what they do is supervision. What they do is
standard that they want.
Standard that they want. Because they had a lot of suits, labor laws, and all that, so that's what happened.
And providing employment to those countries, those citizens.
It's not. So we now go to them and produce for us at a cheaper rate, at a cheaper quality.
And sport actually unites us as a country.
Okay, so that's the last one I think we should talk about. What does sports do? Sports do two great things. It makes you make money, the entrepreneurship part of sport. Then the second one, sports unites people. If the government can know that sports unites, apart from the fact that it brings money, they'll focus into sport. The new, what's it called now? The new guy that they just put, Tosin Adeyanju. He's my friend, he's my classmate in university. So I spoke to him, I said, look, you have this 20%. No, a regulatory fund.
Okay.
There's this regulatory fund,
For sports?
No, not just for sports. They have 20% from gaming that comes to them that they can use for anything. So I spoke to him, I said, bro, I think one of the things you should look at is, he's doing a lot of good things. Because today I saw on his page, they are helping to, I think they made Ministry of Steel or something, Ministry of Steel. One of those ministries, I think one of science, where they can help to sponsor people that want to go into technology, and all that. He's been doing a lot, and all that. But I also told him that, if I even still messaged him yesterday or today first thing, I said, sport is one area you should look at because that's where I am. And a lot of youth are involved in sports. About the percentage of people that benefit from sports in Nigeria is too small. Way too small compared to the potential that we have. We have a lot of potential. So it brings, if we are playing sports right now, if we are playing a game or World Cup or football or whatever it is, nobody talks about your Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, PDP, APC. No. Nobody talks about that. Care. Nobody cares.
We just care that we are Nigeria.
Why is the government not investing in that area? Why is the Minister of Sport, who they told us that is an entrepreneur, why is he not looking at that area? Our sporting facilities are at the lowest stage. Look at the National Stadium in Lagos and ISO. Look at the one here, overgrown with weed. That's in Abuja here, overgrown with weed. And we have these sporting facilities all over the nation. They are just lying there, fallow and underutilized. Look at the stadium in Kaduna, the one in Bauchi, the one in Port Harcourt. I mean, all over the country. What are they doing? They're not doing nothing. Some are owned by state, some are owned by the federal government. Nobody will renovate them. They're not even leasing them out. This national stadium, why can't they lease it out? And monitor it and say everything should be about sports and sporting activities. If you go to Emirates Stadium now in London, the center of London, you know how much they make from businesses around that place. You think it's all about football? No. They have eateries, they have franchise shops for all these big marketing companies. Emirates have their office there. That one have their office there. I mean, a whole lot. So what's stopping that from the national stadium? Do you understand? We have like 3 indoor sports hall. We have or 4. We have the velodrome. We have the package B. Then we have another smaller one. Then we have some outdoors. Why are we not building businesses around these places? We are just letting them rot away. So sports brings people together. The National Sports Festival, even the junior one that they do, how much of government and public and private people coming to put in money to unify the country?
I think from what I've gotten from you, and every government official should be governors. They should be entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Because if they are entrepreneurs, they will know how to make money for the country.
Including governors. The governors are worse.
I'm saying that.
With all due respect to all the governors. Yes.
You are the president. Before you become a governor or a president, we should watch if you
what
ever
done.
a
Yes.
successful business.
Yes.
Because that way you can bring in more money into the country.
Yes. and I want to, if you allow me, because I'm from Edo State, I want to use this opportunity to congratulate Senator Ukwebolo on his election as the governor of Edo State. But I also want to advise him. He's a young guy. He's into technology. Because I know when he had interweb in Abuja here, they used to deploy VSAT and all that. There's a lot he can do in Edo State. Every state government look at the federal government to collect money. But what of the money within their confines? A lot. Edo State has a lot. Very rich. Human, material, I mean, so rich. Go to the tail part of Edo State. The biggest cement companies in this country, they are bringing from Okwela in Edo State. And the Okwela itself is an eyesore. Look, go through Edo Central where you have all manner of fruits, from avocado to banana to, just name it, oranges. You can agree with me. Look at the forest we have around that Benin, oil palm and all those kind of stuff. What are we doing with them? We must look internal instead of always looking external. I want to borrow. The borrowing you are borrowing, what are you using it for? Say to run government. Which government are you running? So
I think I like what you're saying about, government looking inwards to make money. Government of each state. And each state in Nigeria can actually make money, no matter the states. From the north. Do
you know some states in Nigeria are bigger than some countries we have in West Africa? Even in Europe. I think Czech, they're not up to 6 million. There are some states in Nigeria that are more than that. And there are countries that are doing well that we want to run to. Israel that we talk about, Israel is not up to 7 million in population. In technology and everything, they are ahead. Do you understand? So why can't, even Nasarawa state here, they're very rich.
Nasarawa is very rich. Look at Maraba. Look at all these things they can do with Maraba.
They can do it, exactly. All the things they can do with Maraba. All the markets that they can build, the housing they can build, they open up channels. What government needs to do is to always make sure that the environment of doing business is good. They should not put their hand in business. It's the environment.
They should provide the enabling environment.
Then they put their taxes in. Yeah. If you pass through the Thames Bridge, that's £1.50. If you are coming back, £1.50. If it gets to 12 o'clock, you've not paid, it's £70. By building the underground bridge and the overhead one, the one you go through the water. It's just enabling. If you don't pay, they hold you responsible for not paying. They create a lot of parking lot.
Yeah, parking lots.
Look at our what's it called? Our airport here. Every parking. But what happened to the first layer, second layer, third layer? Where you can make a lot of money from.
Parking lots in Abuja that they don't even know where the money is going to and all that. Exactly. We have a lot of. We just have issues that we need to deal with in Nigeria.
So whether it's NCAA or I don't know who controls the airport, the money they make from the gates and most of those places, who are they accountable to? What do they use it for?
Wow, there's a lot.
Of questions.
If you ask me, like who I ask, there's a lot that we need to deal with, as a country. Anyway, but we stand there to say that business owners, we know the economy is harsh at this time, but you still need to survive. We need to survive. So we still need to find, ways around it, and that's why we're bringing in the entrepreneurs and those who can just tell us from their own experience what they are doing, because we still need to survive. Because whether you like it or not, MSMEs, we are the backbone of this country. Any country,
yeah.
the MSMEs,
every country in the world.
MSMEs are the backbone of that country. And the government, we hope that our government officials will listen to this, and we have said that you people should go and learn entrepreneurship. You become entrepreneurs before we even vote for you. That will be nice.
The only thing they have learned is how to carry ballot boxes and how to buy guns for people.
No,
I think that's very shameful.
I think that there was a school I saw they were talking about politics too as well, and government. I think a lot will happen. It won't just remain like that forever. And just like you said, if we allow the evil people to just continue and the good people are just hiding, we can't continue to hide. So we need to come out to talk. We need to come out to take the position as well. So a lot needs to be done.
And some other corporations too that we will need to call upon, like BOI. Back of industry, then back of agriculture. Yeah,
so actually the goal of this company, the goal of what we're doing here with this podcast is that at some point we'll bring those guys in themselves, the SMEDA, the back of industry, those who have support for government, for businesses, and those who have support to even help our youths to grow, because we actually need to grow leadership skills. If we start having maybe leadership skills at a very young age, maybe when they get there, they will be able to know what is right and what is wrong. We can castigate, but it's not changing. So we need to just keep talking, until we're able to get it right. And definitely we will get it right. Nigerians can't remain like this forever. Yes, so some of us will not allow that to happen. So we keep talking, and definitely we keep doing, and we'll get there. So I want to say thank you to Mr. Kingsley. Thanks for coming. I've really learned from you, and I'm sure our audience have learned as well. So guys, if you have gotten value, please remember to like the video and share. Let your friends who want to level up their leadership and business skills, let them know that there's a channel called Today's Leaders TV. And we'll see you in our next video, where we'll bring in another very interesting guest.